apparently it's it went up one little thing there. What ESPN is doing is such an insult to those who actually do show courage, that it is beneath contempt. It is beneath contempt. I don't even know how else to put it. It's well. Anyway, there you go. There's some comments on that. Let's Carla just said in channel, why can't prison inmates self-identify as innocent and therefore be allowed back on the streets? There is a question. Who won the gold medal in the decathlon? Who did?
Well, there's no question. There really isn't. I mean, thinking
but you
rationally.
you can't say Bruce Jenner did, because Bruce Jenner doesn't exist any longer.
No.
So,
well, I guess he's dead. Is that it?
I don't know what he is.
The Borg assimilated him.
Beamed the Enterprise. I think that's the best way to handle it. The insanity of it all is amazing, but the other side is enjoying their insanity and doesn't want to be bothered. So there you go. Hard to shift gears. I'd open up the phones because a lot of you would like to say the same things I just said, but repeating ourselves isn't going to do us a whole lot of good. So I'm going to continue doing what I promised to do. Oh, by the way, shifting gears here. After the program, right after the program, on Tuesday, there was, I briefly commented on the David Barron-Turretin fan debate. Well, David Barron took to Twitter right after the program. You probably didn't see it because you were trying to get Skype set up, and we were doing we got a program to do, and so it wasn't a major deal. But David Barron took to Twitter just complaining vociferously that I had misrepresented. Now remember, I played his comments, so playing whole sections of his comments. Well, you didn't say though that I argue that the apostles never enumerated. Of course, you're a Unitarian. Of course, you believe that. And obviously, I completely disagree. You can't even begin to understand the New Testament outside of a Trinitarian paradigm. I completely disagree with the idea that they did not enunciate these things. The entire gospel is Trinitarian. Their roles are clearly delineated. It's don't give me that. But don't give me. It was really childish, immature, whining. Why not just interact, Mr. Barron, with what I actually said? And what you said was that we don't find this view in intertestamental Judaism, therefore, you're making a presupposition. You're demanding that, well, if it's not there, then we have to interpret the apostles in a different sense. And I go, why? Are you saying God could not do what we said he did, and that is, in the incarnation, the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, do something that was unexpected? Prophetically, you can find it, sure. Isaiah 9:6, things like that. But specifically, you have a presupposition that you did not defend, especially in light of New Testament evidence that, give you an example. In the debate, Barron tried, very unsuccessfully, to get around the fact that in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, Paul painfully, obviously uses the Shema and expands it so that you have the Father and the Son being expressed. Tries to say it's actually Malachi 2:10. It was really funny. If you listen carefully to the debate, he says, and even the Nessiolan text in its references refers us there to Malachi 2:10. And then you can tell he looked at the page. And also to Deuteronomy, also to the Shema, but also to and you could tell he wanted to say the text only directed us to Malachi 2:10, but then he looked, which would be a good thing to look before you make comments like that. Then he looked and realized, oh, drat, they also put the other one there. It's so painfully obvious the Malachi text is put there because of verbal parallels, but if you ask yourself the question, what is Paul saying? But for us there is but one God. What is that coming from? Any meaningful scholar who has even a little bit of lack of bias knows what Paul's drawing from. It's the same thing with the rabbi thing about falling down in front of someone and kissing his feet versus falling. It's sophistry, Mr. Barron. I'm sorry, but I'm identifying you as a sophist. Not as a serious theologian, but as a sophist. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I did. Live with it. Get over it. Respond to the argument. Go from there. So I wanted to mention that. I found that rather interesting after the program. Didn't pay much attention to it, though, for the obvious reason we had other things going on. Now, wanted to get back to Anjem Chowdhury. I saw this. Was it in this feed? I saw a picture right as I came in Twitter, and I wasn't sure where this came from, but somebody was taking a shot at Anjem because there was a picture of him with alcohol, and of course, as a Salafi, that would be absolutely no. But I couldn't understand who was posting it or why or what was going on with it. It could have easily just been him pouring it out in protest or something too. Since I couldn't see a context on it, I wasn't able to follow up on it. But Anjem certainly is in the media a lot. And so understanding his perspectives is somewhat useful. And so we go back. Hopefully the sound thing is, because I don't know what caused that sound all of a sudden start. I just hit the volume button to max, and it was already at max, but all of a sudden it started feeding. Strange how things like that work. Maybe it was sending it to another source or something. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. How many times do you reset that machine recently? Anyway, okay. Let's get back to Anjem Chowdhury and his comments in the debate with Sam Shamoun. And by the way, let me mention something I didn't have time last time. Someone contacted me and said, I'm a little concerned that you're reviewing this debate. People could take this to mean that that you're somehow attacking